Empathy for me is like a space that I can have inside of me, that I can have empty and I can offer it or to other people, or when it's full, I cannot offer it anymore. So I take care and try to care about this capacity so I can offer it to others and to myself. My go-to strategy for empathy is spending time alone and really allowing for the time to pass and for my feelings to be processed. I like to be alone to feel my empathy or to empty my empathy cup, empathy space to be able to receive.
For me, empathy is, in fact, a very safe space for somebody who needs to be embraced, to be heard, to be seen, and to be accepted. Okay, so this one is more tricky, more difficult, definitely, and this is something which I'm learning for already quite a long time, actually. But I'm trying to find for myself some time every day to stop, to slow down, and in fact to listen to what my body is saying, what I feel, and what's happening to me at the moment. And then trying to not only to listen, but also to react to these needs and somehow care for myself.
Empathy means for me to be able to be with the other person, understand what he or she is feeling, what her or his needs are, and just be with the moment with them without solutions, without sympathy, without wanting to fix this person, just be with him or her. Empathy for myself is a pretty new thing for me. I have learned about it a couple of days ago when we started. And how am I being empathic for myself is probably the best way to be with myself, be with my feelings and knowing my needs, and let myself making mistakes, let myself be who am I, so authentically just existing, a presence for myself is the biggest empathy.
I think empathy to me is about really trying to see the other person or see myself and have compassion for the experience. To really feel like I'm seeing or hearing someone else, and through that there's this understanding that leads to compassion. And ideally the same for myself. I think it depends. I still do, but I did a lot of therapy last year, and one of the things that I really liked that my therapist would say a lot was, "You make sense." And that's something that I've really carried with me, is like when I'm having my experiences and maybe there's shame coming up or, self-judgment, I really try to go back to reminding myself that I make sense, that I'm having this experience because, probably from something from my childhood is triggering this experience in me. Or, if I do something that I feel is a mistake later, I try to go back to, what was my need? What was my intention? And reminding myself that it makes sense. I think that's been a really helpful tool in compassion for me. And also, I read a book on codependency recently, and one of the things it talks about is that when you do something that you regret, like there's something about it that you feel bad about, to really think about not carrying it with you, but instead thinking like, okay, how can I learn from this experience? And then kind of letting it go instead of letting it haunt you. Because ultimately that's really all we can do, is thinking about how we can respond differently. And then obviously for the easier moments, usually I just try to have just gentle compassion.
For me, empathy is a way of staying connected to people, regardless of the context, regardless of the situation we are in. So actually, I think empathy for me is something of a sort of a devotion and a commitment to stay close to people, to try to understand them and trying to connect with them based on the needs they have, which we recognize and which we connect to. Well, actually, for me, self-empathy is a very important thing, because I don't think you can do anything, you cannot even connect to other people if you're not connected to yourself. So I think self-empathy is a very important thing, and something that can be learned, something that can be practiced, and something that could help you stay connected to your body and to help you learn how do you feel and what do you need in a certain situation. Because I think only when you are connected to your needs and when you are connected to your inner self, you can be open to hearing others and you can be open to connecting with other people.
What does empathy mean for me? I would say that like different things. For sure, empathy means for me the connection with myself, the self-empathy, and the aspect of connecting with other people. But also I'm thinking about the empathy when it comes to entire world, the connecting with the environment, connecting with the nature. That empathy can simply be connection with me, with others, and with the world. So when it comes to self-empathy, I would say that it depends on the day, on the mood, on the time of the day. I have lots of different ideas and favorite things which I can do to take care of myself. But many often is connected with movement. With dance, with walking, but also connection with others also gives me allows me to do a self-empathy for myself when I'm with other people.
Empathy for me is definitely not sympathy, which is feeling sad or feeling empathy for me is to be with another person and just go with what they are saying about where they are and kind of living under their skin and hearing them for what they are feeling or needing. I have difficulty in empathy for myself, and I did a lot of work to understand why, and it came from that my feelings and needs are not important, and I kind of went overboard with wanting to feel for others. And then I found it too burdensome, because I felt my cup was getting empty, and I was finding that being empathetic with others was getting to be very very hard on me. And that's when I realized that I needed to also be aware of my own feelings and needs and be present for them. And I slowly started looking inwards to ask myself what was alive in me. And slowly it kind of started with first not feeling guilty that I feel and need things, and then when I started acknowledging that, I started feeling relieved first and a lot of self-empathy for myself.
For me, empathy is a way to connect with people, a way to look at the feelings that they have and also the needs. And then if I see that, I will be empathic and I will be on their shoes. That's more difficult. I have to see my own feelings, see my own needs, and give me the time for realize that needs that I have. And that is kind of more difficult, and I don't do it usually, and I have to start learning also about that, how be more empathic with myself.
Empathy means listening to myself and giving myself or to somebody else the room to express and feel fully their emotions and connect to the needs that are at the root of these emotions. For myself, well, I have self-empathy, different techniques I can use, sometimes just with the body, sometimes with like playing cards which represent feelings and needs. I also have a couple of friends who I can just text like, I need empathy, can we schedule some time to call? And then I just ask them what kind of empathy I like, if I want more silence or more reflecting my own feelings and needs.
So to me, empathy means curiosity and attention, and donating your time to either someone else or yourself with that presence and attention. As an example, if there's any kind of intense emotion that someone expresses the need for attention for, you're just with them in it, or with yourself in it. How it influences well-being, right? And empathy towards myself, I think focusing on it here is really about that curiosity and being deeply interested in my own experience. And that's through giving myself time, giving myself thoughts, giving myself energy. And I think that relates to well-being in it allows me to be less reactive and gives me less of a stress response so that my whole nervous system and body works better.
I mean, most often the empathy for me means a way to connect to people. So I can really step into the shoes of another person and try to see through their eyes, through their spirit, through their soul, how is it to be them. And it's actually the beautiful point to connect with people. Just step into their world without changing it. Yeah, I mean, the most important part is that I see empathy like as a battery. And in order to be able to connect with others, I need to fill my battery first. So for me, the self-care, the self-empathy is some of the most important things so I can be able to be connected to me and to the others. And I really enjoy just sensing when there's something small moving inside of me and check what it is. And then do something that connects me with me first. So I really enjoy nature. I really enjoy different breathing techniques. Still, the first step for me, it's just sensing when something is shifting in me and I don't know what it is to check.